Wait, it's over? Dude, I swear, guys, I did not. What happened at the end? Dude, how did I miss it, man? I need to stop being on Nuggets 1. Dude, I have to stop playing Marvel Rivals so much. I'm addicted, y'all. Shea had a stinker? Did Chet have a stinker? Hold on, I'll watch the highlights. Dang it. Nuggets obliterated them in overtime. Dang it. OKC seemed like one of those teams that like can just put up a stupid amount of points, and maybe if it gets close, it's a different story. It's a little harder on them. I don't know though. I'm just talking. All right, let me look at these highlights. Let me make sure it's from. This is not from today. Okay, so I would have been looking at a game I already know about. Do they have a game 3-1? Is it not on there yet? Let's see. Goes to overtime. Okay, so this is the last 2 minutes and 30. Okay. I'm watching it. It just ended. Oh, okay. I'm watching it. Nice move by Jamal Murray. They can't hold him. Mid-range. People forget Nuggets are champions now. That does mean something. All right, SGA. Jalen Williams. Jalen Williams knocked that down. So Jalen Williams showed up today. Let's see. Murray. Oh, this is the entire 2 minutes and 30. Oh my goodness. Hold on. I'm going to have to speed it up a little bit. I thought this was going to be highlights. It's literally the... Oh, I'm skip through a little bit. Let's make it normal. Let's see. Jokic for 3. Oh, this was the end of the fourth. Okay. All right, let's see. All right, I saw how it ended. All right, SGA. Dang, Gordon is all over SGA, bro. He's struggling. Oh, SGA was looking. Oh, no, he wasn't. I thought he was looking for a foul. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Good night, Sebastian. Let me skip through this. Jalen Williams. All right, Jalen Williams knocks down the free throw. Jokic is so strong. He missed it, though. He thought he was fouled. You said the Nuggets obliterated them in overtime. No, they didn't. SGA missed it. Oh, here come Murray. Murray's a little unorthodox. Ooh, Gordon wide open. Yikes. That's so clutch, bro. Wait, this is still the end of... I am so confused. It's not showing overtime. Oh, okay. This is in overtime. It said it was overtime. But yeah, this is in overtime. They don't have the overtime footage yet. Never mind. That was still the fourth quarter. All right, girl. You can't be up here today. Okay. So, guys. It's good that the Cavs beat the Pacers. That should be a more interesting series. We'll beat them next season. They're very talented. But sure, we got Wemby. Wemby should be better than SGA. He's definitely better than Chet, easily. Watch the game next time. Yeah, I completely missed it. I have to look at what happened in overtime later. But yeah, I'll watch game 4. Nuggets up 2-1 is crazy. This is going to be, what, a game 7? This might be a game 7 series. And it's crazy how they almost lost by 50 and then they came back like this. But that's what champions do, though. Shea and Jokic played like ish, but love the tenacity by Nuggets players. Champions, man. Champions. All right. Got a few things to talk about, okay? First and foremost, got some Jeremy Sochan stuff to go over. I'm trying to remember what the give me 1 millisecond. I gotta remember what the freaking thing was. I put it on my phone. Oh, here it is. Sochan ABS interview. All right. Here it is. All right, so this is something. Are these 2 different? Okay, this might be 2 different. I'm not sure. Dude, Chris, what the heck? What up, clan? Thanks for the super chat, man. That's a big super chat. Jeez, bro. But yeah, what's up, man? Okay, guys. We completely missed this. Went under the radar even. It only has 429 views, and that's why I didn't see it. But apparently, ABS, CBN have no idea who they are. They did a little interview with Jeremy Sochan. And yeah, I have not seen this. This is their channel. I don't know what they are. They're a sports channel, but 1.62 million subscribers apparently. But their views, why are their views so low? That's weird. Anyways, so we got a couple videos from them. One of which is Sochan talking about a 4-point line. Wait. Yeah, a 4-point line or something. I have no idea. It's a famous channel here in the Philippines. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. All right, let's listen. And views might be down because maybe they post like 50 videos in a day. That'll mess up the algorithm.
I was somewhere for like 2 hours, and it was 7 miles. It didn't make no sense. But no, again, it's a new experience. I never knew. I think it's like one of the most densely populated cities in the world. It's crazy. I'm looking outside and like it just keeps going. And it's like,
oh, this is a news channel. Okay, that makes sense. Makes sense.
It's crazy big, but no, it's been good vibes. I'm trying. I'm learning how to be more patient in the traffic, so it's good for me.
For me, that's for me. Here in the Philippines, we have the 4.9 for the PBA.
There's a 4-point line in the Philippines? Here in Philippines, in our league called PBA, we have a 4-point line. Sorry, that's my cat meow. Where is this 4-point line? Oh, so there's like a separate. Oh, I see. So there's an extra line behind that one. I was not aware of this. So that's what it looks like. Interesting. Well, that would break the NBA. That would absolutely break the NBA. Everyone takes that shot anyways.
You think is it time to bring it to the NBA or?
I don't know. I don't really shoot that many threes anyway, so. But no, I think again it's interesting that there's new things coming. To me, like I don't know how I feel about it. I think to me there's also the power of keep.
It was a recent addition. Interesting.
Traditional and changing maybe a few different rules, like I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it would work. I think a lot of players now, it keeps expanding. Everyone's shooting, so it could be dangerous, and the scores could be crazy, big. So we'll see. I'm not sure.
Oh man, it would definitely be pushing people to take bad shots. I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on the whole 4-point line thing. I'm not one of those slippery slope people that's like, what's next? A 10-point line? Like, I don't. All right, let's take a look at this.
Maybe running a league there. What are your thoughts on that? And what do you think that could bring to European basketball?
Yeah, I'm not sure how it would work, but again, I think it's for me it's cool to keep growing basketball, and Europe right now is probably most popular sport is football, of course, but
True.
There's a lot of countries, a lot of places that historically are great in basketball.
I can't say it.
Even now rising, emerging. So I think it'd be crazy to have that merge into the NBA. Of course, there's leagues that have been.
Trae Young will be an MVP candidate. Bro, like a lot of shooters in the NBA will be MVP candidates.
Forever, EuroLeague, Eurocup, domestic leagues. So I'm not sure how they would make it work, but I think again it would be crazy to see NBA Europe, and hopefully as that keeps growing, the whole world. So yeah, it'd be crazy.
Jeremy, last year you played some. 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
You played some point guard. Was it?
Yeah.
Coach Pop's idea?
Yeah.
How was it?
Yeah, I think it was a group.
By the way, I'll say this again. Him running point definitely helped. It helped him. Helped him a lot. Lance says, what's cracking, clan? What's up, Lance?
Decision. I think, coaches around, the Spurs, Pop as well. They saw something in me. We just, said, why not? Let's try it. And I learned a lot from it. So
he learned a lot. He learned a lot from it. And you guys didn't think he learned a lot. Like I said, he learned a lot.
Yeah, it was great to add that to my game and keep growing.
So, Jeremy, next year will be your 4th season in the league.
Yeah.
So, what can we expect from you and from the Spurs?
Yeah, again,
I'm gonna be the best player on the team.
I think for us, this year was a step up, and I think next season, I think we're trying. Our goal is to make the playoffs and go as far as we can. For me, is to keep developing, keep growing as a player, as a human, and just be a big part of the team, and just prove what I can do and stay consistent with it.
With the talent the team has, do you think you can go all the way to the finals?
I mean, I think we have so many different pieces now. Some older, some younger. So there's going to be a lot of ups and downs, of course, but there's no reason to put a limit to it. And I think we're going to go as far as we can. And of course, the goal is to make it to the final and win it. So we'll see. It's going to be a lot of different obstacles, but I think everyone in the building, from front office to coaches to players, have the same aspirations. So yeah.
Are you excited to play under Mitch Johnson, and what about his coach?
Good question. Are you ready to play under Mitch Johnson? Great question.
Are you excited?
Yeah, super excited. I've been with him since the start of my career. We've been to Poland together for Basketball Without Borders. So the relationship is there. So I'm super excited. I'm happy for him. I think he's been working hard, and you know, he deserves it. And it's gonna be cool to, you know, learn from someone like Mitch, you know, having that head coaching job.
All right, you love to see it. You love to see it. So yeah, sounds like he's super excited. Always giving good answers, nonetheless. And all of those haters that think that he is going to be traded and they want him out of here, well, he's very positive about the future. Okay, doesn't sound like he's heard anything as far as him being moved. But I already told you guys this. I'm like joking around. I already told you guys this. Lots of teams have already inquired about him, and Spurs turned it down. So that's what I know on my side of things. So he's fine. He's safe. Now, if a deal comes about for Giannis, for instance, and like you have to give up Sochan, Keldon, maybe another player, and then, you know, 2-3 first round picks. Yeah, I think Sochan's out of here. But it has to be a deal like that, right? Spurs hold on to their guys. The fact that they didn't even have to give up Keldon for Fox tells you everything that you need to know, because that seems like a pretty easy trade. I think most people would have been okay with that trade. But even the Spurs sat back and they were like, if we don't have to give you him, we don't have to do that. He wants to come here. We don't have to do that. So with the whole Giannis thing, I've said this time and time again, but there's only 2 scenarios in which I will want Giannis. Okay, 2 things will have to happen, and this isn't. This is 100%. There's no other way of me feeling good about a Giannis trade. Okay, number 1, he has to request San Antonio, and it needs to be primarily San Antonio. Maybe if he add in another team or 2, you know, that'll be fine. Usually you have to, but he has to say San Antonio's where I want to be, right? Like Fox did. This is where I want to be. All right, that's number 1. And number 2, we need another team involved, right? Like that will be the ultimate fleece. We would have all the leverage in that situation, and we might not have to give up too much. I mean, you're gonna have to give up a lot. It's freaking Giannis, but you know what I mean. So that's where I'm at when it comes to that, right? Fleece the Hawks and Kings, yeah. So if you can get away with it, I'm with it. Sochan, Keldon, Dev, that's a haul. I know it doesn't feel like a haul right now, but that's a haul if you're talking about the Spurs and how they are about their players. They're not going to just throw it out, you know. Because they said it before, front office said it many times, that they want a superpower, right? They want a team that's good for years upon years upon years upon years, not one that's going to be good for 4 5 years, something like that, and then just fizzle off. They want it. They want a dynasty. They want a new 20-year span of dominance. That's what they want. So in order to do that, a lot of times you do have to build within quite a bit, while still acquiring other talent outside of that, right? But so they're not going to just like ship all those players out. Is Giannis worth that? Yes. But we're the Spurs, and our vision's a little different than that, than to just ship everything out. Because it's not just going to be those 3 players. You got to keep in mind it's going to be a lot of draft picks as well. That's Giannis, okay? Castle, Fox, and Wemby untouchable. Well, yeah, obviously, yeah. Anyways, that's all I have to say about this segment. Didn't really have much, but it's nice to hear from him. We haven't heard from Jeremy in a while. Giannis not a Spurs type? What makes you say that? He's most definitely a Spurs type. Okay, so next order of business. This is something that a lot of people were talking about. Yeah. Chase, you in the chat right now? Chase sent me something. It's good that he sent me this because it's a nice comparison. Let's see here. untouchable? They are untouchable. Fox, Wemby, and Castle? They're pretty untouchable. I mean, maybe Castle isn't that untouchable. The Spurs aren't getting rid of Fox and Wemby like that. I think they're certainly untouchable. I don't know how that's funny. If Pop not coach anymore, makes Slim change Spurs to get Giannis. I don't know what you mean. I don't know if you're asking if Pop's not the coach anymore. I don't know. I didn't really understand that. I don't know if that was a question or a statement. We would never get Giannis. We would be in salary cap hell. Maybe. I mean, I haven't once sat on here and advocated for Giannis. Okay, I just being honest. I have not sat here and advocated for him. All I've said is I'm for it if the price is right. If you're able to not give up that much, but I'm not shooting for it. I think the Spurs are totally fine without getting Giannis. But if Giannis announces he wants to come to San Antonio, definitely want to go there. That's his number one spot. You will be foolish not to try to make something happen. But Spurs are going to have their price, and they're not going to go over that. They're only going to go under their price. We don't know exactly what that price is right now, though. And I guess we'll get a much better sense of what that price is after Monday when we get that lottery. Those lottery picks. Clan Luka to San Antonio 2026. I'm for that. I think I don't think this. I know this. The Spurs have been keeping their eye on Luka, but that was before the whole incident with the Mavs. They knew that it wasn't panning out that well, but no one was expecting what just happened. All right, guys, we got some good news. We got some really good news. Did I just froze. I just froze in real time. I just froze. That wasn't my camera. I just froze, guys. All right. So Jeremy Sochan, you guys know him. He's actually pretty decent. He's a pretty decent player. If you know about his last few years, he has not been, actually his entire NBA career, he has not been a great three-point shooter. Okay. We all know this. Now that doesn't mean he hasn't improved. There's a lot of nuance, right? I think he's become a better defender since he came into the league. I think he's become a better shooter since he came into the league. I think he's a better free throw shooter. He's more efficient. He does a lot of things much better. He sees the court better after last season. So he has been improving incrementally. But the 3-point shot is something that's very obvious that he has to work on, right? We all know that he has to work on that. And it's not a matter of us expecting him to be a volume shooter. It's just going to be one of those things where if you can get to 33, maybe even 34, 35%, you're a monster. You're an absolute monster. Because that means that, guys can't, we will space the floor like crazy. Okay. Guys can't just collapse fully on Wemby if you're out there. Right. So it's really going to help. It's just going to help. But he's been doing a phenomenal job. But with this right here, I wanted to show you guys something. So we got some footage of Jeremy Sochan. Shout out to Chase in the chat for sending me this old footage because I forgot about this. So we have a comparison here. So this is Jeremy Sochan. Last season, we went over this already, but a lot of people have complained about his jump shot previously. So this is what it looked like. As you can see, crazy hitch. Crazy hitch. Now, here's the thing, though. A lot of people, when they talk about Sochan, actually, you know what? Before we talk about what I was about to say, screw that. I'm all over the place. I'm sorry. Let me show you what his jump shot looks like now. We'll do that. We'll get that out the way. So this is his jump shot now. As you can see, the hitch is no longer there. Here's a slow motion. Here's some slow motion. You can see he's very comfortable taking that shot. Very comfortable. Absolute workhorse. ADHD going crazy tonight? Yeah, I don't know. I don't have ADHD, I don't think, but But yeah, so as you can see, he looks great. He looks absolute great. Apparently working with Coach Morris. All right, so this is what I had to say. All right, so a lot of people, they see jump shots, and when they're a little rough around the edges, they instantly say, oh, it's broken, right? But if you've been keeping up with the San Antonio Spurs at all, you know every single thing that they've done when it pertains to Sochan has been for a reason, right? It seems like that whole hitch was them just emphasizing to put a little bit more arc on the shot. That's all I think that was. It's just put more arc on the shot. We've seen, the free throws. This isn't a gimmick, right? They're not doing it to be cute. Even though obviously he has the eccentric hair, the personality and everything. You see him shoot with one hand, you're like, oh, this guy's crazy. But no, there's reasons for it, right? So all I'm trying to say is this right here is just a process. And I think with this hitch, he knew that, hey, I'm not going to be that efficient of a shooter, even though he did shoot 30%. He started off like 37%, which was crazy. But he got about 30%. He didn't take a lot of threes, and that was the reason, right? He's not fully comfortable in it, but he did want to work on what they have him working on, right? So it seems like it's a step process with him, and he's going to be one of those players where people aren't going to see how good he actually is until one of two things. Number one, the Spurs make the playoffs, because his type of play is really going to shine. His defense specifically really going to shine in a playoff setting. But number two, until he's able to put it all together, right? Like that's when people are really going to be like, whoa, wait, Sochan's actually really good. But you can see the small steps year after year that he's making, and he is not a bad player like some people would like to tell you, okay? But this right here, I think that's all that was. Just, hey, we got to work on, we need to emphasize this, because he has some really bad habits. If you guys watched him with Baylor at all, horrible shooter. And this is probably why I'm so optimistic towards Sochan, is because I watched him at Baylor. Horrible, guys. He was so bad till I was expecting, even though I still wanted him to come to San Antonio. I was never expecting him to be a good 3-point shooter or a shooter at all. Like I was like, it's not going to be there, right? I knew what he could do versatility wise defensively. I knew that he had some high basketball IQ on both ends of the court. I knew that he had all that, right? Good cutting ability, smart player, just overall. But I was not expecting him to be a good 3-point shooter. So the fact that he has been making these leaps and he is so much better than he was in college is huge to me. So I'm really excited to see where this goes. But as you can see, this jump shot, it's pretty money. I mean, he looks really comfortable in it. And I know this is just practice footage, and you're like, oh, it's just practice footage. But his practice footage last season literally looked like this. Every video looked like this. And people were worried about it, and I was just like, they're probably just working on something. It is the fluidity of the form that is crazy. Rough shooters who develop some type of shot typically have a very mechanical form. His is great. Yeah. So that's all I'm saying. They have to get rid of, I mean, these are hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of shots that they're putting up to practice this. And they're just trying to emphasize that wasn't going to be a shot forever. They were just trying to emphasize, specific mechanics to them, like one step at a time. Spurs are really good at doing that. And they weren't concerned with how fans would feel about it. And yeah, he's trusting the process. He's trusting the coaching staff. And this is another reason why I just think the Spurs are putting so much effort into Sochan. I mean, they're going to do that with any player. Don't get me wrong, but specifically the ones that are going to be getting playing time and the ones that they really do care about for the future, they wouldn't be doing all this if they didn't believe in him, right? He would have already been in trade talks. So anyways, just wanted to show you this. This is actually big news. This is good news. And if you're worried about his shot, it is getting significantly better. And you can see that arc that they were working on is definitely there. It looks better. So, yeah. Not going to lie. Clan turned me into a Jeremy lover. There we go. There we go. The agenda is working. He actually is a really good player, bro. He's a very nuanced player. I don't like players just because, right? Like, okay, let me rephrase that. Anybody that's on the San Antonio Spurs, I'm going to be a fan of yours because you're on my team, right? Even though I'm not crazy about Keldon Johnson, right? I still love him if we're going to keep him, I'm going to cheer for him. I want him to do well. I don't want him to do poorly. Now with DeJounte Murray, I kind of wanted us to step away from that after a while. I was like, yeah, this isn't going to work out. This is going to pan out. But, for the most part, if you're on the team, I'm there for you. No matter what. I'm not going to trip about it. But with Sochan specifically, the amount of hate that he's gotten, it really does bother me because sometimes I feel like we're not watching the same games. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, are we even paying attention? Because I'm not one that stat watches. I don't sit there and look up the stats throughout games. Now, obviously, if you're doing like some prize picks or something like that, I get it. Like, you have to, right? But I don't do that when I'm just enjoying the Spurs game. I just watch it. I pay attention, try to see who's doing stuff well, who's doing things poorly. And if you're shooting poorly, okay, yeah, that's going to be obvious. But what else are you doing? Basketball isn't just shooting. Basketball isn't just scoring, right? And he has a lot to his game, and it just blows my mind that I can watch the same game as another Spurs fan, and my takeaway was, wow, Sochan was incredible in that game, and he had 8 points. I didn't even look at the stats, but I look at it later. It's like, oh, he had 8 points. But someone else was like, he's trash, and I'm like, I don't know if we even watched the same game. His defense was impeccable. Yeah, so I don't know. Those are my thoughts. Anyways, Vince says, oh, I know I don't give players their flowers like most fans do. I am very judgmental and try to have a realistic expectations. Sochan was in the hot box a little for me on the offense, that is. But he's been putting in that work, and that's what matters to me. I feel you. Yeah. I don't, as much as I like Sochan, I think I have a pretty realistic view and expectation of him as well. I never once said, even though people will tell you I have, and I don't say this, I don't say that Sochan is going to be a superstar. I don't believe that, right? I think that he could end up taking on like a Draymond Green type role for the San Antonio Spurs in very crucial situations, playoffs, finals even in the future. But I don't see him as being like on the caliber of Wemby or being like a go-to scorer. This right here, all of this stuff that we're seeing, this is icing on the cake. I was not expecting him to be a good shooter at all. I'm being real with you guys. I was not expecting him to improve to this degree with his shooting. I just wasn't. I thought he would always struggle with it, and I thought it would always be a point of contention from us. But dude, we're just ending year 3. Did he just turn 22 or isn't his birthday this month? When is his birthday? Oh, his birthday is this month. He's 21. He's still 21. Yeah, okay. So like in 10 days is his birthday. But yeah, I think that we need to be a little bit more patient with players, bro. We got to be a little bit more patient. Anyways, moving on. Alex says, I hope Sochan, Castle, and Devin retire as a Spur. That would be nice. I won't hold my breath on Devin retiring as Spur, but that would be nice. I hope so too. I believe in Fasale to an extent. I believe him as a fourth option. If you don't think that's good enough, then I don't know. Bro is barely able to buy a beer after the game. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But yet, people just talk trash. I think it's a few things with Sochan, right? I think that, believe it or not, I know that this is going to sound crazy. I'll just be honest with you, right? The way that he expresses himself, especially when you're a guy, like with the colorful hair, with the multiple piercings or whatnot, it makes guys, because most fans are guys, right? It makes guys feel weird, right? That's not a good thing, by the way. That's kind of sad. But like, I think it's like this intrinsic. What am I trying to say? What am I trying to say? I think I'm trying to say intrinsic. Feeling that guys have typically to stuff like that, like kind of similar to Dennis Rodman. They just don't like it, or maybe it's like some embedded eccentric. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Intrinsic. That's what I was trying to say. To a lot of guys to just be like, I don't really like it. Maybe it's some built-in misogyny. Just be honest. Just be real with you. Wait, maybe not misogyny. I hate using buzzwords, but I don't know another term of using like toxic masculinity a little bit, where it's like guys you can't do that, right? That's what women do. So I think that they kind of feel a little weird about that, and I don't think people are aware that they feel that way, because some criticisms are so out there till that's what I think that people feel, or how people feel. And then number two, I think that he is one of those players that you're not really going to pick up on how good he actually is on the court, if you're just looking at stats. So I think it's kind of a mixture of those. Homophobia. Yeah, maybe some homophobia. Yeah, a little bit. That's not everybody. That's not anybody that... Let me put that out there. That's not everybody that just has an issue with Sochan that they're homophobic. I don't think that. I think most people... I have more faith in people, okay? I think most people that have issues with Sochan has to do with not understanding what he brings to the table and having to look at advanced analytics, right? Yeah, it's the Dennis Rodman effect. People felt that way about Dennis Rodman easily. He pushes buttons. He does push buttons. And I know that a lot of other teams would hate him because of that, I've been dyeing my hair for the past 2 years because of Sochan. I just wanted to express myself in any way possible. My hair is currently blue, purple, and green. That's what's up, bro. I actually, you don't... Ayo, you didn't have to just... Oh my goodness. He was like, I dyed my hair, and then I guess he thought about it, and he was like, I have a girlfriend, by the way. I have a girlfriend. Yeah, dude, it's okay. It's okay. By the way, women do not care. If she's cool, bro, she does not care. If you're with somebody and they care whether or not you dye your hair, I don't know, bro. Walk away. Run. Don't walk away. Run away. Drive away. Take a plane. Get as far away from her as possible. They should be okay with you expressing yourself. We're all human. But yeah, I dyed my hair for a period of time too. You guys remember that, right? I had my hair dyed. I did blonde. Platinum blonde. That was fun. That was fun for a while. Then I kind of didn't care for it no more. I need to clarify for any homophobes in the chat. We don't have homophobes over here. My chat's cool. And if we do have any, they get permabanned. Mod to make sure they get permabanned. Is Sochan a metalhead? I don't know. I think Sochan, what type of music he's into? He's into like that, he's like African rap or whatever. Mod's here. See, yeah, Chase right there. I think he's into rap, bro. Or British rap. I think it's not African rap. It's like British rap. No need to clarify. Live your life how you want. Yeah, man. Clan Eminem used to do it too. Eminem did used to do it. People hated Eminem. But Eminem was crazy enough where people didn't try him. Nah, he is into alternative cool stuff like Radiohead, Modern Soul. Oh, okay. My hair look like a peacock right now. That's dope. If the Spurs make a move, Giannis, it would tell us they gave up on Sochan, in my opinion. Yeah, I guess having Sochan and Giannis might be a little redundant, right? But there is a huge age gap. But then it's like Sochan will never be Giannis, right? Like I'm not expecting him to. I don't think he will. Most people aren't. I don't think he'll ever be Giannis. So do you take the 21-year-old that can, be there for you for a very long time, or do you take the 30-year-old who could be with you for a pretty long time in his prime, way better? I don't know. I don't know what the answer is to that. All I know is the Spurs are in a great position because you don't have to do anything, right? Like we're not desperate to do anything. We're not one of those teams that we have to make a move or else everything is falling apart. That's actually some really good leverage the Spurs have, right? Like they can go into these meetings or not meetings, but get on these phone calls and basically say, hey, you need us more than we need you, right? Like, that's the cool thing about the position that the Spurs are in right now. Like, you need us more than we need you. Now, if teams knew, oh, the Spurs are desperate, they really need to make something happen, Wemby isn't happy, then we're screwed. But that's not the case. We don't actually need you. We don't have to get Giannis. We could still be a dynasty without getting Giannis. Yeah, but Giannis wasn't Giannis until year 4. Sochan is not going to be Giannis in year 4, though. I don't think he'll ever be Giannis. Next season, I predict 35 wins. Oh, that's so low. Didn't we just win 34? I suspect us to make the playoffs, so that's like maybe like near 50 next season, which is more likely to happen. White coming back, Greek freak trade, KD trade, or Cooper Flag draft. I think the most probable is Greek freak trade, and then I would go Cooper Flag, then I would go White, and then I would go KD. I don't think the Spurs go after KD. I say 49. Yeah, I think we're going to be like high 40s. We won 32 with Wemby out. Third of the season. Yeah. 45 wins next year. I think we make the playoffs. Whatever that looks like. If that's a play-in, I think that's fine, but I think we make the playoffs. Okay, there was something else. What is? Oh, yeah, guys, this is actually really good. I forgot to go over this. Or no, I didn't forget to go over this. I actually didn't know about this. So give me a second. I have to do this the ghetto way because I don't have a subscription. Give me a sec. All right. All right. Copy that. Let's go to a Word document. Give me a second. Wait, do you think ChatGPT? No, I probably won't. It might. Hold on. I'm gonna try ChatGPT something. Try to ChatGPT it. Did I say Jonathan Simmons? I meant Mitch Johnson. Wait, why did I say that? Did I say that? Stay locked out. All right, let's see. See if we can find it. No, this isn't helping. All right. So that's not great. All right, let me bring up the Word. Where's my Word document? I just clicked it. Where'd it go? Hello? Word document? Where did the Word document go? Software update? No, that's something else. Notify me later. That is weird that my my Word doc isn't coming up, y'all. Okay, let's do Google what's it called? Google Docs. I'll just put in a Google Doc, I guess. Spurs should trade for JJJ from the Grizzlies. Man, how much would he cost, man? He'd be quite a bit. He's a lot just for a backup. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm struggling here. I don't quite understand what's going on. Let's see. He's pin it to start. Or not pin it to start. Pin it to taskbar. Okay. All right, let's see if we can bring it up by me hitting it on the taskbar. My doc isn't coming. Okay. All right. Let's just do word count. And then I'll just put it in there. Like, good God. I don't really know what's going on. All right, here we go. Okay. All right. Okay. So, guys. I got to give you some hopium, okay? I got to absolutely give you guys a little bit of hopium. So shout out to my boy Swish Hill for sending this over to me because I was not aware of this whatsoever. So if you guys want to feel good about Mitch Johnson, I got something for you. Okay, I'll read the super chat after this. Thank you, Chris. Thank you so much. But like, Mitch Johnson has gotten a lot of hate over the season from all of you. Okay, I never criticized him, not me. I never once said that Mitch Johnson rotations were absolutely horrible. That was something I never said 50 million times. But I will say this: the more that I've thought about it, the more that I think about this situation, the more that I am sold on bringing in Mitch Johnson. Right? I've said on many different occasions that, hey, he is from the Pops tree. Popovich isn't going to have you as an assistant coach and you don't know what you're doing, right? I've said that he's a young coach, and that's something that a lot of fans wanted. And him being a young coach, sometimes you can get a little weird with the rotations. Funny enough, though, it's not like Popovich wasn't somebody that also was getting a lot of hate for some of his rotations, right? Some people have brought up, oh, well, we need a win now coach, which I'll be honest with you, Popovich is the definition of a win now coach. And the Spurs have been mediocre and pretty bad over the course of the last few seasons. And that is not his fault. All I'm trying to say is talent matters at the end of the day. Coaching matters also, obviously, right? You're not going to have a dynasty with a bad coach. But the players is what's most important. That's the top of the list when it comes to being able to compete. And Popovich couldn't do that, even though if he when he was healthy, if he were to leave the San Antonio Spurs, he gets a job easily. Anybody would have fired their coach for Pop easily. Maybe a few coaches are set in stone, right? Spoelstra is set in stone, but most of the league would just be like, oh, Popovich, that's a win now coach, right? So we've had that win now coach, and we weren't winning. Right? So it doesn't mean that we bring in Mike Malone and we instantly just start winning and we got a championship in year one. It's going to take time, just like with Mitch Johnson. With that being said, if you don't care about what I have to say, speaking of Spoelstra, I was not aware of this. I completely missed it. And obviously a lot of people missed it because it only has 29 likes and I'm the 29th. So this is from Jeff G. Spurs Zone. In which he posted this saying Spoelstra says he spent a lot of time with the Spurs assistant coach Mitch Johnson, said he's an effective communicator on the court, impressive, understands why Popovich trusts him, has great ideas in coaching meetings when the two were together in Paris. So it's starting to show, you can see why the Spurs have so much confidence in Mitch. But the big part was actually from this article right here. This was sent over to me. Obviously, I don't have access to it, but my boy, he does, sent it over to me, and this is basically the some of the things that Spoelstra said. So I want to go over this with you guys. So this is what Spoelstra had to say just overall. So it says here, we were all just shocked by it, and thoughts immediately went to Pop. But the other reality is the NBA doesn't stop, and Mitch is prepared for this. I talked to him briefly and just mentioned to him that the organizational stability and having somebody that knows how they operate is important in these times, and it really just becomes wax on, wax off. So this is back in February, by the way, when this was posted. So that's what he's talking about. Moving on. So it says here, in the 3 months since that conversation, Johnson has proved to be more than up to the task. So he says, Oh wait, this is actually Mitch Johnson on Spoelstra. It was totally unnecessary, but I was very grateful he did it. So he called him. What he said was simple, but very, very encouraging. It was helpful insight about what I was walking into. So moving on. So this is Ty Lue that had something to say. He understands the game and has a great basketball mind and was ready for this opportunity, and everyone sees it. He's done a great job with his team, and he's a really good young coach. So moving on. I don't know if you can have a better tutorial in the worst way. This is what Doc Rivers said. The shoes Pop has, no one wants to try to fill those. They're just too big. And then you get thrown into it, not knowing you're going to get thrown into it with no preparation. And then having all this other stuff, going to Paris, the LA Fires, dealing with budding superstar. That's a lot. A very, very, very young team other than Chris Paul and a couple other guys. That's a hard job. And this is coming from Doc Rivers, somebody who Mitch Johnson sounds just like. Moving on. There will be growing pains. There will be hopefully many milestones and good expectations and everything in between. And I don't think we need to shy away from any of them or avoid them, he said. And I don't think we need to give more power into something than it is. As a group, we've done a really good job of that. So that is what Harrison Barnes had to say. It's funny. We're a little bit past the halfway point, and I feel like this season's been like 3 years with all the different things that have gone on. But one of the biggest things I've been impressed with when it comes to Mitch is just his voice, how even-keeled he is, whether it's on the court stuff or off the court stuff affecting on the court stuff. Whether it's on the court stuff or off the court stuff affecting on the court stuff. Woo! He just had that steel focus. He's a winner. That's basically what he's saying. He's a winner. So moving on. This is something else Barnes says. He's just continuing to drive from the same message, put in the same work every single day, and I think guys respond to that. Competitors echo Barnes' comments. On the sideline, he never gets rattled. That's what Lou said. Then moving on here. Let's see. As where the stoic demeanor comes from, Johnson pointed to different influences in his life, including his parents, the late former Seattle Supersonic star John Johnson, and former University of Washington tennis player Jenny Redmond, Popovich, and several other coaches. Whether it's my parents or others in my background, some of the best sayings typically have that element involved of never as good as they say you are and never as good as they say you are. Huh. Okay. There's so many emotions in a long NBA season, so many circumstances. You won't be able to sustain or survive if you try to ride that emotional roller coaster. So that's what that's what we got from him. All right. So what we got from this is that Spoelstra said back in October that he's a very creative coach. So with him saying that, let me go ahead and say this. I think that he was just holding that seat for Pop, right? He didn't want to stir it up too much. This is going to be an off season where we actually get to see what is it that's his vision for the team. How does he want to get Wemby his shots? How does he want to operate the team, right? How is his rotations going to look? I think that is going to be key, and I think that he has the capability of doing it. I don't think Spoelstra just says this and doesn't actually believe it, right? He's like, this guy is essentially special, right? He has great ideas, and I understand why Pop trusts him. That is huge. And then for you to have all of these different testimonies around the league saying, yeah, he's legit. Yeah, he's even killed. Yeah, nothing's too big for him. This is a big deal. So maybe, just maybe, we need to pump the brakes. Don't be too upset. Don't be too hard on him. Let's not repeat history of 1996 when Popovich, I guess Popovich kind of had it coming, making yourself the coach. I mean, dang. But let's not have the same hate that Popovich got in the 90s, right? Let's give him a shot. And Popovich isn't the only coach in the NBA that has had a dynasty before. He's not the only coach that's won a championship. Mike Malone isn't the only coach that won a championship before, right? So just give him a shot. Let's see how it goes. But this is a lot of praise, a whole lot of praise from his way. So just wanted to share this with you guys. If you felt a little iffy or a little wary, I've become more and more confident that Mitch Johnson is going to be legit. Long time to come. For long times to come. Long times to come? For long years to come. I don't know. That doesn't sound right. My sentence doesn't sound. It's late. Yeah, what time is it? 1 a.m.? It's late, guys. But yeah. Let me know what you think. I'll post this segment later. YouTube, let me know what you think. Okay? For a long time to come. There you go. All right, let me take a look at this. Oh, here's a question from Chris. Real question, Clan. With everything that happened to the Mavs, do you hate them a little less now? Fan base empathy. The fan base had the rug pulled from underneath them. I never hated the Mavericks. Yeah, I never hated the Mavericks, actually. So, like, nothing's really changed. I felt bad for them, but I never hated the Mavericks. I've always hated Houston Rockets fans, though. I don't like them. But Mavs fans, they're pretty cool. Yeah, so I felt really bad for them when that happened. So nothing really changed. I've always respected the Mavs in our battles with them. I never, like, went against Dirk and just, like, back in the day and just was like, oh, man, this is our son. You know, I wouldn't talk about the Mavs like that. I did with Harden. I did that a lot, but I didn't do that with the Mavs. They were cool. I guess I really felt for the Mavs, too, when Phil Jackson had his last game with the Lakers, and the way he went out was so disgusting, how he just had all his players just like attempt to injure the Mavericks. And I don't know, at that point I was like, dang, Mavericks aren't reacting too much. They're not like, I don't know, they're being, I guess, even keeled like Mitch Johnson. And I like that about them. Clan wants Mavericks fans to join our team and become Spurs fans. I want everyone to become a Spurs fan, except for Houston fans. They can remain Houston fans. And Utah fans can stay over there. Maybe OKC fans can stay over there too. I don't know, though. Celtics fans can stay over there. Yeah, screw the Rockets, Thunder, Lakers, and Celtics are whack. Celtics can stay over there. Celtics, Lakers. Clan Draymond Green interview on Oh, that's right. Completely forgot. Yeah, I completely. Thank you so much for reminding me, Frosty. I completely forgot about this. We were supposed to go over this. All right. Let's see. What did Draymond Green have to say about Goat Popovich?
Would come that he hang him up. But it sucks to see him go. You know, you love running down the court, seeing him on the sideline. I had the ultimate honor of playing for him and winning a gold medal. And it meant so much to him. You know, he has a military background, obviously, and it just meant so much. And
can I say something? I think the Spurs, Draymond Green, I don't think Draymond Green is and it's going to be a little crazy to say, but I don't think that he is, all things considered, a problematic player necessarily, right? I don't think that you win that many championships, have that much of a roller coaster ride, and he's just so problematic till you just can't, deal with him at all. But I just feel like at this point of where the San Antonio Spurs is, where we already kind of created that culture, created that history, that legacy, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. If we had a player like this, you can probably afford to have one or two on your team and be totally fine. And I think that he would just have respect just for the Spurs, just being there, right? I don't know. You guys know what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm making sense right now. All I'm trying to say is something about the Spurs that teams, players, especially mature players, because I think Draymond is pretty mature, all things considered, just adore about them. And I think he would be really chill, even though we don't care for Draymond that much, fans in general. But like, if he was with the Spurs, I think he would be pretty chill. Yeah.
Wow. He's one of the most incredible humans.
Supposedly cost his team a chip getting suspended. That was bad. That was bad. But to be fair, LeBron was breaking that team down mentally, bro. Like, it was bad. Everybody was falling apart. Curry was falling apart too.
And beings. You know, you get this like this wall that everyone sees. You know how everybody say like everyone says Steven Adams a gentle giant. That's Pop. Like, you got this wall that's like, you ask a dumb question, he's gonna crush you, right? Like, and it just appears as if he's like this mean old man. And he is the complete opposite. Like, complete opposite. The nicest person you ever want to be around. He cares about people so much.
Yeah, Frosty, that's really good. You say Clan Draymond has always been chill and respected Pop and Spurs greats. That's the one thing about the new media, the new media that they say, is, you know, while they have some pretty bad takes, Draymond has had some pretty bad takes, it's going to continuously be like decent Spurs takes. I don't think we're going to get anything too crazy Spurs takes, especially like the real popular people coming up. Like LeBron will have podcasts, you know, Draymond will have, I mean, he already has one, but he really now I guess he's on the road all the time, but he really needs to make it better. He need to make that thing better.
And I was lucky enough and honored to have the opportunity to spend a summer with him and play for him. I gave him my shoes from the gold medal game. He wore them to the first game we played them. And
That's so sweet.
every hug since then has meant so much to me. Just to go over to the sideline and hug him. And to see him leave this game from the sideline. Obviously, they say he'll.
Did LeBron not say anything about Pop? I don't know. I mean, he had that sit down with with Nash, and they talked about Pop, and that was a long segment that we went over. But as far as like the stuff that happened to Pop this season, I don't know. You know that LeBron has sent messages to Pop, though. You know he reached out. Like, there's no way that he didn't. So
He'll be the president, but that does nothing for me. But to not, you know, it sucked playing against the Spurs this year and look over and not see him there. And to know that I'll never get that opportunity again, I just wish I had one last time to go hug him on the sideline before a game.
dang, is he dead?
I know I sound like he's dead. He's not. But
Oh yeah.
he's meant so much to this league.
He's like, I wish I could just hug him one last time. It's like, bro, you can hug him now, bro. Y'all can go on a basketball court and hug. Like, you can set something up and y'all go hug on a basketball court.
And he means so much to me. Is job well done, well-deserved retirement. I hope he enjoys the hell out of it.
Rest in peace, Pop. Like, what?
Clearly, he's not going far because he's going to stay working in basketball. But, man, just everything he's meant to this game. And I'm incredibly grateful that I had the opportunity to play for it.
And guys, 30 years from now, it's going to be another player that looks just like Draymond that's saying the same thing about Mitch Johnson. The exact same thing. It's kind of crazy because Pop, when he first started, I think we looked at it, right? Wasn't Pop 47? How old was Popovich in 1996? He was 47. Yes, I was right. He was about 47 years old. So he was 47. He was 47 years old. Mitch is 38. So is this the youngest Spurs coach ever? Hopefully it brings up the San Antonio Spurs. And okay. Yeah, he is. He's the youngest coach in Spurs history. Age 38. He's a youngin', y'all. He's a youngin'. Anyways, I'm going to ask YouTube this, okay? People that see this video later, how many wins do you think the Spurs will have next season if you made it to this far in the video? How many wins? That's a call to action, okay? That's for the algorithm, but I am actually curious. I'm probably going to ask that a lot. I'm going to ask that a lot. We need to talk about that. But anyways, Mandito says, I think Spurs give Mitch 8 years max if we don't reach conference finals. The Spurs better make the conference finals under 8 years. $8 years? Like Wemby has to be in his prime for no, they better 6. I think you get a max of 5 of not making. Maybe. Probably 5. I will say probably 5, but they'll make the Western Conference final. They'll make the conference final. That would be crazy, bro. We need a chip in 8 years. We should have a chip in the. This might be too optimistic on my part. I think the Spurs should have a chip in the next 3 years. I think we should have a chip in the next 3 to 4 years. We'll see though. 50 wins. Okay. We'll see what the other people say. 38 wins. Come on, they'll have more than that. 56, that's a lot. 40, okay. I'm thinking 45. Right now, that's how I'm feeling. And make the playoffs. Play in, probably. All right, guys. I am hopping off. Okay? We've been on for an hour. When will I see you again? Maybe Tuesday. Marvel Rivals. I would love to, but I have to pack some stuff. Mother's Day is Sunday? No. Probably Monday. Yeah, I'll probably see you Monday. Monday. Yeah, I'll see you Monday. Monday night. Kanye? Ugh. Listen to Kanye. Monday for lottery draft? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Duh. Yeah, it is Monday. Yeah. Duh. Yes. Yeah, you'll see me Monday. That's why you were saying Monday. All right. I'm going to get off. I'll get with you guys later. I appreciate all the love. Thanks for all the super chats. I wish that the super chats would just, like, show up. But, actually, no, I think it was only Chris that gave a super chat. So, shout out to Chris. And shout out to someone that became a member. I think it was no, it wasn't Larry. Was it what was Lance? I think that was the name, Lance. So shout out to Lance. But do a HH reaction real quick. What's HH? What's HH? What's HH? What is that, Mr. Gates? Half hour? I'm lost. What are we talking about? New song? By who? By who? Kanye? Guys, Kanye sucks. Every artistic bone in his body has been shattered. It's called Half Hour, or it's called HH. What is it called? I don't even see the song. I mean, I won't play it. Like, I mean, I can't play it because I'll get copyrighted. But oh my god! Idiot, bro. This idiot's anti-Semite. Can't stand Kanye, bro. What a horrible human being. He is just riding off of his classic. I never seen someone be able to just ride off of classic albums the same way he can. Nas can't do it. Nas will release an album and it'll be great, but he can't do it. He can't ride off of that. I guess Eminem can still do it, but Eminem still at least puts out some really cold-blooded verses. What's sad is catchy. Okay, I'm gonna play it, but obviously it's gonna be muted for y'all because I'll get copyright claim. Is it a music video? This is real? I'm playing it, by the way. I'm listening. This isn't a good stank face. This is catchy, y'all. Such a crybaby, bro. I still don't get to see my children. It's because you shouldn't, bro. You shouldn't see your kids. I'm sorry. They don't understand the things I say on Twitter. Guys, this is garbage. This is crazy, bro. It's absolutely insane how he has a couple classic albums. Some great albums. And he's able to just ride off of that. This is garbage. If anybody released this and their name wasn't Kanye, everyone would instantly say this is trash. No one would give this the light of day. If like a homeless person got into the booth and just started rambling about how he can't see his kids and, you know, just anti-Semitic BS, everyone would be just dismiss it. Like, this is nothing. He's not saying anything. I can't even see my children. What is this? This is trash. This is garbage. This isn't art. Playing Poor Kanye Pity Me song. I'm telling you what a loser. He is such a loser, bro. He has all the money in the world, and he is the most unhappy person I've ever seen in my life. They don't understand the things I say on Twitter. This makes me sick. I can't finish this. I'm not finishing this. I'm a minute in. I can't finish this, y'all. This is trash. This is absolute garbage. He makes me sick. Just like actively making the world a worse place. He's making the music industry worse too. It's such garbage. Seeing some of the reactions here, it seems like a lot of people are just like, bro, what is this? This is a South Park episode. That's the sad part. It's like South Park can't even parody things no more. Like, what's satire, bro? What is satire? Like, what? That's why they stopped doing episodes on Trump, because they were like, this is just too much. Like, what do we make fun of at this point? Like, the world is satire. You can't even make fun of Kanye. This, like, back then, what was that episode? Like 2009 or whatever? Was it 2009 or 2010 when that episode came out? The Gay Fish episode. Well, that was like funny, because it was like, yeah, we know that Kanye is, you know, kind of wild, and you know, he does think that he's a genius. He's a little bit of a narcissist, you know. And they just like amped it up. But it's like, he's just that now, bro. He's moving music in the wrong direction. He's moving everything in the wrong direction, bro. What a horrible human being. What a terrible, horrible human being Kanye is. Screw that guy. Absolute trash. How old is he to be doing this? Not even Slim Shady could save this song. I still blame Eminem for jumping on a song with Kanye. He did that like a year or two ago, and I was like, why did you do that? I mean, obviously, he had the other Kanye song a long time ago with Drake and Lil Wayne, but it's like, come on, bro. Did you see the text of his trainer threatening him, though? So weird. His trainer threatening him? I don't care. He's dropping these songs under Ye now, not Kanye. I don't care. The same dude called himself Jesus. Like, anybody else would just be dismissed. But that's what happens, man. He has so much money till it's not gonna fade. Someone will always be able to use Ye to make more money. Just an endless cycle of just seeing this loser. I'm surprised Kanye's still around. It hasn't been canceled. What is being canceled anymore, bro? Like, it's becoming, the stuff that he's saying is like, it's becoming mainstream. Just jump on Twitter. It's awful, bro. You think he's a troll and an actual idiot? I think he's all of it. I think he's a troll. I think he's an idiot. I think that he's racist. I think he's racist. I think he's homophobic. I think he's all of it, bro. I don't think he's pretending. These things aren't like mutually exclusive. He is what he talks about. Like, I think a lot of times we listen to Kanye and we're like, oh, you know, Kanye's just being crazy. Oh, he's just trying to get some clicks. It's like, no, how about we just take him for his word, okay? He's been saying this for years now. Why don't we just say, hey, maybe he actually is a Nazi. Maybe. Just maybe he is. Attention seeker? He's that too. He's all of it. But no, he actually is a Nazi. It's not like pretend that he's not. Everything that he says, even if he wasn't, right, and he's just saying it, what difference does it make? You think people that actually believe that stuff, like, listens to Kanye and they're not emboldened by it? They're like, oh, well, he doesn't actually mean it, so it's not going to help radicalize me. Please. He's making people worse, bro. He's a horrible person. You shouldn't troll about stuff like that. Playing like the Me Too movement, you did or say something and people stopped supporting and let him fall from the face of the earth like it's been done to others. He's just so powerful. It's just so much money. He's so powerful. It's hard to cancel somebody like that. But then it doesn't help that a lot of stuff that he spew is starting to become like normalized. You know, people are not as shocked by it anymore. You remember when he first said like slavery was a choice? That had a crazy reaction. Like that was a genuine like that was a good reaction that people had to that. It was a lot of outrage behind that. But you do it for so long and you just keep upping the ante, and it's just nonsense after nonsense after nonsense until he goes down this right-wing pipeline, and now it's just like whatever, you know? Unfortunately, we live in times of hate. I like to believe that most people, you know, aren't like that. It's just it's hard to see it. Most people are cool, you know. Most people don't think like that. This guy's horrible, though. But most importantly, he's pathetic. He's a loser. Clan, I think Spurs should build their draft and not force a rush on rebuilding by overpaying for a star unless Brian Wright fleeces another team. That's what I'm saying. Just wait and see if we can fleece a team. But like I said, you can kind of like use it against other teams, right? Spurs aren't star chasing, and I don't think they have room for another star. They have room for another star, but yeah, they're not star chasing. You don't have to. Like, you just want as much depth as possible. That's what I really care about. Hey, you guys want real music though? I'm going to be going to a Akeem Ali concert sometime in June. Listen to Akeem Ali. This is a really good rapper. Like, he's like genuinely really good. He just released this, the Texture Tape and the Texture Tape 2. They're really good. He's a good rapper. Very clever. So you want some good hip hop, listen to him. He actually tries. He actually tries. He's actually talented. I'm excited for that concert. It's going to be cool. I'm a big Akeem Ali fan. Where he's from? He's from Mississippi. Where is he from in Mississippi? Is it Jacksonville? He is from... Where the heck are you from? I know he's from Mississippi. I think it's Jacksonville, Mississippi. Would you rather us trade for KD or Giannis or both? Giannis. Giannis over KD easily. There's not much of a difference between pick 3 and 4 and pick 8. I want pick 1. All right, guys, I'm hopping off. Y'all went back. See, he kept saying HH, and I'm like, oh, okay. I don't want to listen to this, but it's going to be something stupid. But I didn't know it was that bad, bro. What is that? Jeez, that was bad. So if we don't have a chip in 5 years, Mitch gone. Well, I wasn't jumping to that. I was just saying I expect the Spurs to have a chip within it. Everything's context, you know. You can't just say that. Like, what if year 3 no one gets to play? Like, there's an injury, or you know, year 4 something happens. You know, you never know. So I don't want to just make a blanket statement. But I will say that I expect the Spurs to make the playoffs next season. And I expect the Spurs to have a championship within the next 5 years. I think it's going to be shorter than that, but yeah. All right, I'll give it to you guys later. Everyone have a good night. Everyone have a blessed night. Love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I don't appreciate you getting me on Kanye. I don't like keeping up with Kanye, bro. But it's cool. Next time, tell me a rapper to listen to. That's going to be your guys' homework, okay? Between now and Monday, all right? I need you guys to think up some artists, think up some rappers. It could be some singers too. Like I love other genres. So like singers, R&B singers, rock bands, right? Anybody that you think is pretty awesome that's under the radar, you bring that. Okay, we're gonna cleanse ourselves of that nonsense that I just listened to. Taylor Swift. Try again. We'll try again on Monday. Okay, we'll try again on Monday. So just do some underrated artists. Okay, I just told you about Keem Ali. You need to go listen to him if you like hip hop. He's awesome. And now you need to give me some. Give me some suggestions next time. CB from Houston. You bring that into Monday. All right, I'll listen to it. I really hate that I can't just like, hey guys, real quick. Oh, gosh, you probably don't know this. I was gonna say this Twitch copyright stuff, because I could just like be like, all right guys, we're gonna get off YouTube and then hop over to Twitch and react to stuff. But I don't know if it wouldn't matter. Would it matter? It wouldn't even matter, right? It wouldn't matter. Or wait, will Twitch take down your stream? Hold on. I just hope it doesn't take down the stream. We can try that. That would be cool. Then we can actually like listen to music. Ace has the same value as Carter. You wait, Chris. Wait till Monday. Yeah, we'll try to listen to some stuff Monday. We'll see if we can do it on Twitch. So I'll probably like just bring everybody over to Twitch. Like I'll be like, everybody go to Twitch right now. And then once everyone in there, I'll say like, put a message or something, and then I guess I could just end the... I wonder if I can end the stream. Yeah, I think... Okay. Yeah, we could just stream it from both, and then I can end the stream on the YouTube site, and then we're good. Okay. We'll do that. That'll be cool. Then we just listen to stuff. What's your Twitch name? It's literally Clan the Spurs fan. It's the same thing as this. Yeah, follow me on Twitch. We can do that. All right, good night. Good night, everybody. Oh, for all the great streams and being genuinely entertaining. Thanks, man. Ciao, clan. Ciao.